This podcast includes explicit language and sensitive topics that some may find offensive.
All views expressed belong to the individual speaking and not a representation of any entity that we have been, am now, or will be affiliated with. It's your chance to back out now.
That being said,
If not, enjoy the show.
Previously on the Black Man Misunderstood.
Alan Parsons projects, for y'all that don't know what I'm talking about. Games people play.
Yo, you are a mess for bringing that full circle.
Black man, black man, black man, misunderstood.
It's your boy Mike B.
In the neighborhood therapist.
Welcome to the Black Man Misunderstood. Here we discuss topics about the black man that others are afraid to speak on. I'm your host, Mike B, and I'm rocking with my brother, the neighborhood therapist. And this is episode 25 of season 3. Information overload.
This is your brain in 2022. If you have central air, replace your furnace air filter every 3 months.
There is a Springfield city or town in 34 of the 50 states.
Rapper's Delight by the Sugar Hill Gang is the first commercially successful rap record to date. Sylvia Robinson, the godmother of rap, produced the record and co-owned the first hip-hop label, Sugar Hill Records. And she was raised in Jersey.
Jersey. Marvel had 2 previous names before it was named Marvel. First, it was Timely Comics, and then the other was Atlas.
Don't pay the mechanic. Change your engine air filter yourself. Lift the hood, loosen the clips, open the cover carefully, take out the dirty filter, insert the new filter, close it, and clip it. You just saved $100.
Did you know the U.S. was the number 2 country in the world for deaths by gun, with a total of 37,038 in 2019?
Number 2?
Number 2.
Who's number 1?
I ain't got it. I gotta go look it up.
All good. All good. Put dryer sheets in your sneakers for a day to get rid of smelly sneakers.
That actually works. Here are 10 movies that came out in 2005 when we were in 8th grade and freshman year. Batman Begins, Mr. and Mrs. Smith, Four Brothers, Get Rich or Die Trying, Hitch, Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire, that's the 4th movie, Chicken Little, Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, Rant, the movie, Cinderella Man.
Bangers, all bangers. This one for the fellas and the ladies. Spray your cologne or perfume on immediately after taking a shower for it to last longer.
I might have to do that. All right. YouTube started in 2005. Airbnb 2008. Facebook 04. Instagram 2010. Twitter 2006. Gmail 04. Spotify 06. All these companies started before all millennials were even 30.
Sheesh. Putting full synthetic oil in your vehicle allows you to drive longer in between oil changes, up to 10,000 miles before another oil change is needed.
Are you ticklish? Because if you are, you can't tickle yourself.
That's crazy.
I knew you was gonna do that.
That's crazy, bro. I want you to try this one. It's impossible to hum while holding your nose.
Yo, what? That's crazy. Dr. Seuss invented the word nerd. It was first used in the 1950s book, If I Can Run the Zoo.
Near and dear to my heart. A flock of ravens is called an unkindness or a conspiracy.
A yarn only lasts 6 seconds on average.
Say it again.
A yarn only lasts 6 seconds on average.
A yawn.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Okay. Bet you ain't know this one. Hydra is the only living organism in the world that doesn't die. It regenerates itself. It's biologically immortal.
What? That's crazy. All right. Here are the leading cause of death in black males in 2021. Heart disease is number 1. Cancer is number 2. Unintentional injuries is number 3. And homicide is number 4.
Honey is the only food that doesn't spoil.
The longest wedding veil was longer than 63 football fields.
Why?
I don't know.
All right. James Cameron sold the rights to Terminator back in the 80s for $1 so that he could get it out to the world. Nobody wanted to take him up on his offer of putting Terminator out there, so he sold it for $1. And the only thing he wanted back was to produce it and be the director of it. But they only let him be the director. It made $78.4 million worldwide. He still regrets it to this day.
Wow. That's a business deal gone wrong.
Wrong. Completely wrong.
All right. No number from 1 to 999 includes the letter A in its word form.
Okay. Cotton candy and the electric chair were invented by dentists.
What? All right. The person in charge of casting Soul Food must have stolen Will Smith Rolodex because Vanessa Williams, Vivica Fox, and Nia Long were all love interests on The Fresh Prince.
Ooh, good catch. Okay. In Ohio, the license plates are white with navy blue letters with a red border at the top. But if you have a certain number of DUIs, your license plate is yellow. People refer to them as party plates, but they're called restricted license plates. It's a form of modern day public shaming.
Yo, I'm never moving to Ohio. That's crazy. All right.
Yep.
McDonald's doesn't play. And no, seriously, doesn't play. And coming to America, the McDowell's restaurant, it was actually a Wendy's that was closed for renovation.
So McDowell's was actually inside of a Wendy's.
Yep.
That is deep. Okay. Hey, we got 2 left. I got to hit them where it hurts, man. Come on. Full siblings share 50% of their DNA. That's Mike and his brothers. They are full siblings. Half siblings share 25% of their DNA. That's me and my sisters. We are half siblings. First cousins share 12.5%. That's me and my cousin Jaleesa, right? Cousins whose parents are identical twins share 25% of their DNA instead of the usual 12.5%. You go neighborhood, what does that mean? Well, that means the children of identical twins are genetically siblings, not cousins.
Yo, that's all right. I give you that. All right. Basketball was originally played with a different ball. It was played with a soccer ball and peach baskets.
Mike, get out. Let me do this. I'm going to go on Mike's bag real quick. One last time. In the book of Genesis 1:20 through 22, It says, and I quote, "And God said, let the waters swarm with swarms of living creatures, and let birds fly above the earth across the expanse of the heavens. So God created the great sea creatures and every living creature that moves, with which the waters swarm according to their kinds, and every winged bird according to its kind. And God saw that it was good. And God blessed them, saying, be fruitful and multiply and fill the waters and seas, and let birds multiply on the earth." This concludes that chickens came before the egg.
Ooh, I like that. I like that. But I got one to top you.
Talk to me.
Wyoming Titus. This is the first athlete. She's a black athlete, man or woman in the Olympics history to win consecutive gold medals in the 100-yard dash. This feat took 2 decades to be overcome again, which the second person to do it was Gail Davis, another black woman. But the major point of this fact is that when she won the second gold medal, she was protesting of everything was going on in 1968 by wearing black shorts, but she's not talked about to this day because of the other 2 brothers who put their hands up.
And that was the 1968 Olympics?
Yes, sir.
My goodness. Say her name one more time. She earned the respect. She earned it.
Wyoming Titus. I just want to make sure, I may not be pronouncing it right, guys, but her name is spelled Wymia, and her last name is spelled Tyus.
Information overload. This is what your brain experiences daily since social media and technology have exploded. This is what we do. This is what we go through, bro. Non-stop information.
So, how much can the brain actually process in a day?
Okay, so you're gonna make me go back into my psychology bag,
Yes,
all that
sir.
stuff I learned
Yes,
in
sir.
college.
Yes, sir.
Say less. Say less. On an average, people can process about 34 gigabytes of information a day. That's about 15 movies, bro. Right? So that one I had to look up, but this one I knew. So our brain cognitive ability, like to retain information, is always 7 plus or minus 2, right? So you can learn 7 things, and then if you're like really, really supreme at the learning and you're disciplined, you can do 2 more things within that, which makes 9. And then some people that like to chunk, right, which is basically you're learning something really, really fast to use it and then dump it and you forget it. What we used to do when we try to cram for tests. That's going to be the 7 minus 2, which gives you learned it. You learned 7 things, right? But then you lost most of it after the test. So then it goes down to 5. Sometimes it can go lower, right? But little trivia, that's why phone numbers are 9 digits. Easier to remember. 7 plus 2.
Yo, mind blown. Mind blown. That's crazy. All right. Information overload, right?
Yes, sir.
So what is the purpose of social media?
I feel like it has multiple purposes. I feel like originally it was a way to connect people that had not been able to connect before, long distance wise. I know for me, I started off on MySpace, and then before it was popping, I made the change to Facebook. I can tell you for a fact that I was one of the first people on Facebook in Patterson because I was one of the people that was with Yoville. And if you know anything about Yoville, exactly. If you know anything about Yoville was like an avatar of, it's basically the start of what we're about to have now, which is the metaverse. Yoville to me was the start of the metaverse. I was already in there. I created a whole gang in there called the Yo G's. And I was connected with people from Australia. Shout out to Moa. People from in Alabama. Shout out to Queen. She know who she is. Ayana. I had people from Dallas, San Antonio. I had people in Africa. All these people were connected, and we would get on there. And these are true stories, bro. I'm gonna tell you, true stories. I'd be on the computer the whole time, chatting it up, talking to these people. We talking about Beyblades. We talking about music. A lot of the things that I know now today are because of these people in these other countries. So originally, social media was meant to connect us to people that you otherwise could not get connected to unless you had their phone numbers.
Yep.
Right. But today, I'm not too sure, bro. It looked like a freaking pissing contest. Like everybody wants to be better than everybody.
Yeah.
Look at me,
Yep.
look at what I'm doing.
Yep.
So I'm not sure, bro. I don't got the answer. Bro.
I feel like the purpose of social media today still has that original aspect because people do use it for that. But I feel more so that people look at it as an attention grabber now. It's a popularity contest. It's a normal thing. It's also used to promote your business, which I do get the purpose of social media for that instance because you're reaching out to people you normally wouldn't be able to reach out to. So that goes back to the original point in the first place anyway. Yeah. But we also have people who want attention, people who's not getting it from home, people who's trying to get away, I guess, from their mental thoughts and just basically show you a side of them that you normally wouldn't see in life. So it's a mask for some people. So the purpose of social media has evolved over the years since we've grown up in these parts because we grew up with social media. I think that's what the purpose of social media is now.
So all right, we got the purpose, right? Do you also understand that social media caused mental health concerns?
I can believe that.
Hear me out, right? So video games, right? Now you have video game addiction. So pretty soon we're gonna have social media addiction. But right now they're calling it FOMO, which is fear of missing out. You see what I'm saying? So a lot of the times, like myself, right, I'll catch myself where I'm in the zone, I'm chilling, I'm just thinking about work or doing something, right? And then I'll be like, I get a little vibrate on the phone, right? And I look at it and it's a notification. Now it's usually either you, Advocate, or DJ Daxter. Y'all consistent sending me things, right? Knowing damn well I don't like social media. I don't like getting on there. If you look at the neighborhood therapist's page, right, on Instagram, I haven't been on there since like 2020 or something like that. Like as far as like posting, but the people that are in the therapist world, they very much know that I'm active because I'm one of those go-to guys in Houston for couples, for black men, period. So a lot of them will talk to me. They be like, yo, just like, you need to post more. Like, you need to put yourself out there more for the people because it looks like you're not active, but we know for a fact, like, you are the go-to guy in Houston. I'm like, I'll think about it. Right? But, bro, when those notifications pop up on my phone, it's kind of like Pavlov's theory with the dogs. You train them in unconditional training and conditional training. I find myself clicking the freaking notification to see what y'all sending me. 9 times out of 10, okay, y'all are sending me pertinent information. It's important information because y'all know how I am. I don't like wasting time. 1 time out of 10, though, y'all sending me some BS.
I'll believe it.
I'll be like, yo, come on, yo. Right? But it's that fear of missing out because it's like, yo, in an instance, right, if somebody sends you a message, if you don't read it quick enough, you can miss out on groundbreaking news. Like, oh, yo, I sent you the video, bro. This popped off. Now it went viral. You too late. Everybody wants to be the first at the viral event, or they feel like they missed out. Am I lying?
No, I don't think so. Not at all.
What are you missing out on? I always equate social media to the tree in the forest. That old little saying. If a tree is cut down in the forest, does anybody hear it?
Good point. Very good point.
Bro, back in the 90s when we was fighting, when we were real knuck if you buck, if you got beat up, Nobody recorded it. It was only up here in the mind.
Facts.
So yeah, we remember such and such got beat up and you got slammed and you lost that fight, but you lived to fight another day. And hey, we know what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
People in Georgia don't know your business though, bro. People in Africa don't know what's going on with you, bro. You good? You can go over there and live, bro. Now you get slumped in the streets. You gotta relocate schools,
Facts.
right? And then when you go to this new school, somebody gonna be like, "Hey, yo, ain't this you?
Mm-hmm.
This you, right? You got slumped. You got put to sleep. Hey, y'all, look, come look, bro. That's ridicule for what? The rest of your life."
Facts.
Social media is very helpful if you use it properly.
Yes.
But it is very toxic if you don't know what you're doing.
Exactly.
If you just getting up there and you talking about, oh, I'm having a great day and stuff like that, hey, have at it, okay?
Mm-hmm.
But you need to understand, the more that you scroll, the more correlation to depression there is. Don't quote me. Look up the science. I am a therapist, so I think I know what I'm talking about. I'm just saying, do your Googles. And not just Googles, scholar Google searches for that one. The more, I'm going to say it again, the more you scroll, you see my hand? The higher correlation it is to depression. And to those of you that's listening, that's going to take that and y'all going to use that as your thesis, I need my credit. Thank you. You're welcome.
Yo, you're a mess for that. You're a mess for that.
What's your thoughts on that, man?
That's crazy though. But to think about it though, that you're right. You're truly right. And I never would have thought about that whole depression thing about scrolling.
Bro, if you having a bad day and you're on social media, right?
Mm-hmm.
Even if you be like, oh, well, my algorithm is good. Like, I have a bunch of people that I follow that are like, they lift me up and stuff like that, right?
Mm-hmm.
There's always going to be somebody that's posting something that has nothing to do with what they usually are talking about because it's a one-off. It can make you feel worse. And you're looking at people. A lot of people don't look at it for what it's supposed to be. Motivation. This person pulled up in the Lambo. Yo, that's motivation. This person looks like me. I could do it. A lot of people will look at that shit and be like, yo, I ain't got it.
Jealousy.
Man, I feel the way. And I don't know. I don't want to call it quite jealousy yet, bro. I just think it's a social media thing. Like you look at it and you're like, I ain't got that. I want it.
I don't know. I think it's jealousy. The reason why I say it's jealousy because jealousy has levels to it, right?
Okay, talk to me.
There's the part where you can be very envious of what people got, right? And that could be that all it is. You're just envious, not complaining. You're not doing anything else. But then there's the other realm of jealousy where it's someone that you know and they're leveling up and you spew mud and dirt on their name outside of social media and on social media. So everyone else can be like, oh, nah, I don't care what you got. You just like one of us. You ain't really about that. There's levels to it, bro.
You right. I ain't got no argument. You right. It's still toxic.
It is.
All of it is toxic.
It is.
Let me ask you a question, Mike. Average time spent on social media. Before you answer that, how much average time do you spend on social media?
Ooh, with me, all right. So it varies with me, right? Most people, like Steph, would think I'm on my phone all day, every day, right? I am on my phone, but it's not all day and it's not every day. There's some days I don't even touch my phone, and that's just because I'm doing something else. But average time,
in a day,
I say it depends on the day too, like because like there could be a day where I'm handling stuff for the podcast, so I'm making sure the post went out. I'm making sure I repost other people's things. So that's part of promoting the podcast. That's one thing. Then the other thing is just me scrolling through and checking in on what people doing. You know, people that I'm close to, or just seeing what people are up to. It's just me. I care about other people. I'm a people person. And there's stuff like that, and then there's the other part of the social media where I need entertainment for myself, like how TikTok could be addictive. People could sit and scroll on TikTok for like 30 minutes and not realize I'm just looking at crazy videos or even educational videos, which people don't even understand that I do on TikTok. Because you can go on TikTok and learn a lot. It's just like Google. It's just another way to get information into your hands. Like
Facts. I learned that we were doing the trash bags wrong on TikTok.
Hey,
facts. You speaking facts.
Hey, like there's stuff like it makes you feel better, right? On TikTok, like sometimes when you scroll, like because you're the algorithm, right? So let's say you've been looking at wedding stuff, couple stuff, and you see couples dealing with the same issues y'all dealing with, and some make jokes out of the videos, some actually gives advice, some actually go the spiritual route and give you what it is biblically, and then give you the practicality about it, and then others is just giving you, all right, this is straight facts how it is, bang bang bang, and like it shows you that you're not alone. So it's like a community within itself that you're not even realizing that you need. So I would say I definitely spend a couple of hours on social media per day, and some more than others because it's just it's the beast. It's the beast of everything. Like I'm a project manager right now, and I want to go see what my clients post, so I go check their social media pages. It's part of what I do on my actual job and for the podcast and for my own sake. So it's a couple hours. I wouldn't say like I'm constantly on it for like a straight hour. No, it'd be like spurts.
Gotcha.
And come back.
Okay. So, Mr. Marketing Guy.
Yes, sir.
Average time spent on social media a day globally is what?
Globally, it is 2 hours and 27 minutes. That's globally. That's globally.
By everybody else.
So, in the US alone, they spend about 2 hours and 14 minutes a day. But here's the crazy thing about it. Everyone would think the United States is number one because all the things we have the free access, everything's at the palm of our fingertips. We're not number one. I think we're like 4 or 5.
What?
Yeah. We're not even number 2. We're like 4 or 5.
Fam, who's number 1, bro?
Number 1 is Nigeria. In Nigeria, practically doubles us. 4 hours and 7 minutes.
You know what? If you would have said anybody else, I would have told you was lying. But because you said Nigeria, and Nigeria has had a boom in Netflix movies, I might have to agree with you because they've been killing it on Netflix, bro.
But here's the other thing about this. So, the old adage, people would try to paint the countries of Africa a certain way. So they wouldn't expect Africa to be at the top, right? Mm-hmm. Specifically Nigeria. But that is false because some of these African cities are better than some of our cities in the U.S.
Thriving.
There's no here nor there on that.
Oh, absolutely. So I want to ask you this, and I'm going to ask you, and then I'm going to go into something, and then I want you to answer. Okay, that's cool with you?
Yeah, cool with me.
So is social media an issue? Like the time that we spend on social media, is it an issue? And how do we correct it if it is? But I want to go back to something you said earlier. You said that it gets you away from being lonely. Social media, you can get on social media and you no longer feel lonely. I need you to dig into that because I'm around a lot of people, right? I talk to a lot of people, and a lot of them say that same thing. Like, yo, I can't drive in the car without music. And I'm like, why? Because my mind starts racing, my thoughts, and I don't want to think about things. And I'm like, why? Why are you running from you? It's you alone with your thoughts. And I feel like social media is that for a lot of people. They don't have to have the TV on. They don't have to have the music playing. They can just be on their phone scrolling. And now I don't feel alone because I get to laugh at somebody else's pain or somebody else's triumph. And I feel connected to this individual. I don't have to feel alone in my bed or on the bro. I've seen people on buses, right? And everybody's on their phones on social media. You got people laughing and things like that. So I like to sit in the front of the bus sometimes, and I turn around, and you see everybody laughing, but nobody's talking to each other. They're laughing, looking down at their phone like this, ha ha ha, ha. And I'm like, yo, this is to me, right? Because I come right before the internet took off and went crazy. You know, I'm an AOL kid, the dial up with the little running man. You feel me? Like I'm them. Like I am part of that generation. Like, bro, this is crazy, fam. Like we no longer communicate verbally, like face to face. Like even us doing this virtually, can be considered part of the social media technology era. And it's like, yo, where are we going as humans, bro? Especially with this whole metaverse joint.
Yeah.
Is this an issue, Mike?
I say yes, it is an issue, right? Because too much of something is not good for you, right?
Right.
I can understand like how I gave the example of doing it for business, doing this to just take a break from work, you know, things of that nature, or just to make sure you don't feel alone. So when I meant by feel alone is that I feel alone in my way of thinking, right? Like, am I the only one experiencing this situation? Or if not, oh, okay, someone else has experienced it, so I don't feel alone. That's what I mean by I don't feel alone. Like some people take it to an extreme and they be like, oh, I don't feel alone when I'm on social media because I'm always by myself. See, those individuals, you know, sometimes I gotta kind of be cautious because yes, when you're left to your own devices too long and don't experience other people, you don't actually get the sprinkle of the world that you need to. You're kept in your little box. So everything that you think and the way you think is you believe is the right way to do it. So that's where it's a huge issue. Because if you don't venture out and actually interact with other people, you miss a lot of life lessons or understandings or just getting to know someone else that may not even look like you and understand their point of view on things. Hence why we have the issues we have today because they only focus on people that they know that look like them. That's another story for another time. But yeah, this is an avenue for me and you to connect, even though we're doing this virtually, right? Because we live in two different states. But that don't mean that we don't make the effort to go visit each other or go take vacation together, that we actually spend time with each other. And I think that's the difference where people don't have the healthy balance. They have it one extreme or the other extreme. They don't have the balance in between. Because like if you stay away from technology, you're going to be left in the dust.
Right.
If you stick to only technology, you won't have the social interactions that you needed to adjust in the world and to apply in the real life situation. So both the extremes is bad. In my opinion, I always say it, I like the shades of gray in the middle. Because everything is just not right or wrong. There are stuff that are definitely right and wrong, and it only makes sense that way. But there are definitely shades in between.
So I want to be clear. You're saying the correct way to use it is?
The correct way to use it is have balance to everything. So don't always be on it. But I understand if you got to do it for business, sometimes business takes a little bit more time to handle to get it done. But also remember, you have to go and experience your friends. See, this is one thing that these influencers on TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook don't tell you. A lot of the time, they record all their videos one time. And they do a bunch of edits and have posts set going out day after day after day after day after day. So they're spending their other time with their friends and families, hanging out and enjoying life. So, yeah, you emulate these TikTokers. You're like, oh, how they do it? I gotta post No, you don't. You don't. There are programs for that. You can schedule and have them release shit, information in your videos. So there's ways around it. You just gotta be smarter about it.
I feel like this is by design. Social media is by design. It was designed to do exactly what it's doing, which is dumb us down. And now all of us now have the attention span of damn near a goldfish. Now, I'm over exaggerating because the attention span of a goldfish is 3 seconds. But I've met some people that can't focus past 3 seconds. Yeah. Maybe 5.
That's crazy.
And you know what they're calling it all of a sudden? Attention deficit hyperactive disorder. ADHD.
Man, always trying to label something that, huh?
It became rampant all of a sudden. Not to say it ain't been here, but it became rampant. And now they trying to attach black faces to it. Oh, ADHD is very heavily in the black community. Hold on. Because what you're not about to do is tell my child who is bored in school because this information is boring to them and they can't relate to it. That he has an attention deficit or she has an attention deficit. You damn right I can't pay attention. I don't care about these topics. Feed it to me in a way that makes sense. So if the teacher doesn't know where I come from and how I live, she's not going to be able to feed it to me with that certain swag.
Ooh,
that like certain that. Spice.
I like that.
But social media can do it for me. But the problem is that a lot of the kids, a lot of us as adults, we really not learning proper things from social media. We taking the ratchetry, the BS, the crime, people getting shot on video, and we're digesting that, causing us information overload and our brains to just blip.
What up, listeners? Mike B here. Hope you enjoyed the episode. You can find us on IG at BMM_podcast. On TikTok at BMM Podcast. Facebook, just type in the Black Man Misunderstood Podcast. And then you can find the Neighborhood Therapist at the Neighborhood Therapist on IG. And you can find myself at MikeB_BMM on IG. And if you want to connect with our producer, the DJ himself, Mr. DJ Daxter, check him out at DJ Daxter on IG. Alright, folks. See y'all